Dr. Freeman.
Should we start the podcast with the cracking of the beverages? Nick, have you opened your drink yet? Right, ready?
I've already opened mine.
2, shit.
That was close enough.
Good shit, gamers.
Yep, take it.
Well,
everybody take a swig, take a drink.
God damn it.
I already did. I feel like I'm in Ryan's chat right now and I got a hydrate.
Hydrate.
Hydrates all the time.
Hydrate.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of the GameVerse Podcast. So I'm Casanova, and I'm also Ryan.
I'm SilentTelecast, or Nick.
I'm KozesTV and also John.
So in this first episode, we're going to be pretty much talking about stuff to do with the games industry and then stuff with the Xbox Game Showcase and stuff like that. But before we start, we're going to go ahead and just give you guys an idea of the kind of things we're going to be working on here. So does anybody want to talk about the both the gaming channel and the podcast channel and what our ideas are?
I think initially we kind of started this just because there's nothing out there that really directly talks about the gaming industry as a whole. It's very niche, I think. So we can cover a broad spectrum of things.
Yeah, and
it's also to focus on things that we're more interested in than like the rest of the world.
Yeah, because while everybody's geeking out about the PlayStation 5, I'm excited about next-gen NVIDIA RTX 3000 series graphics cards. That's kind of a niche topic right there.
For sure.
Whenever they come out.
Yeah, so if you guys really quickly want to go ahead and plug your stuff, whoever wants to start talking about like your channel really quickly.
So I'm SilentTelecast. You can find me on YouTube. Don't have a Twitch yet. Don't know if I will.
I am at KozesTV, KozesTV. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube as well.
And I'm Casanova Creed. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube. And then I also have a tech channel called Release Radar. And I think that's all the plugs. We also have a gaming channel that already has a video out on it, It's Halo Reach Part 1. And links to everything will be in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're on another audio listening platform, I don't know how that shit works, so good luck. But
second video is coming soon.
Yeah, on the gaming channel, that is correct. But I think we'll go ahead and talk about Halo Infinite gameplay. We're just going to jump right into the meat and potatoes of this video. So I've already watched the gameplay trailer, and it's 8 minutes long. John, have you seen it yet?
I have yet to see pretty much anything. I've seen like bits and pieces, but I've not seen enough to actually make an opinion about it. I know that a lot of the opinions on Twitter are not very good right now.
Yeah, so
I have not heard anything about it.
There was an article that came out, like, let's see, I think it was last year from gfinity.com. And they're talking about how it is rumored that Halo Infinite might be the most expensive game of all time, with a budget rumored to be around $500 million.
I did hear about that. It has the highest budget of any Halo game, but technology also has went up as the Halo games have. Yeah.
So what do you expect with a budget of $500 million in terms of the quality of this gameplay reveal? The graphical fidelity, the way the gameplay looks, the sound design.
Oh, I think it should be incredible. 500 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're comparing that to like even some of like the craziest like movie budgets, granted I know this is an actual interactive platform where you control a lot of things in it, but $500 million is just an unfathomable amount of money, and to think that they've allocated that to a game, it should be pretty immersive.
It should be amazing.
Yeah, so just before I get into the gameplay and show you guys what it all looks like, how much do you think GTA 5 cost to develop? Because it's not more than $500 million.
I think
250.
I'll say 53 million.
So it was 65 million for GTA 5, and it returned around $6 billion. So
I mean, keeps getting like remastered, but
GTA 5 turning into the new Skyrim, man.
I was about to plug it.
Yeah, I heard
literally getting on every single console, every platform.
Yeah, but so people are comparing the graphical fidelity of Halo Infinite to other games like GTA 5, because it is also rumored that this Halo game is going to be not necessarily open world, but open area. So kind of like Doom Eternal in a way, where you can go wherever you want, but it's not, the whole game's not available to you at every point in time. Just the whole map is. So it's kind of like the second mission in Halo Combat Evolved, when you're crash and then you're leaving the crash escape pod, and it opens up to this giant vista, and you can go in any direction you want and complete the objectives in any way you want. The game is going to be like that, but for the entire game.
Which again
that.
is something that you would expect.
You dislike that? Why?
They're spending $500 million. It's going to be a semi-open world, I guess, with open areas. It should be a full open world game, I feel like.
Well, see, I disagree with that statement, because Halo's always had like a linear feel to it. You know, you wouldn't want to go out and kill Atriox and then save a couple Marines. Like, you wouldn't want to go kill the big bad of the game first at the beginning, because then that would throw the whole story out of whack. So while there are open areas, it's more like, let's say there's, like in the gameplay demo, there's a couple anti-aircraft cannons, and you get to choose which order you disable them in. But, you know, you don't have to go in a specific set path like in, let's say, Halo 3 or whatever, when you're disabling the beam towers on the Ark. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys over here the Halo Infinite gameplay. So it's 8 minutes long. It's actually more like 9 minutes long. So we're just going to go through. It starts out with a cutscene. And so have you guys seen the God of War game that came out on the PlayStation like in 2018?
Nope.
No.
Okay, well, that game was captured in continuous shots. So every single cutscene, there was no cuts in the camera. It was just one continuous shot, like all the way around. They didn't do jump cuts or anything. And so Halo Infinite, it seems like from what we've seen, is going to be doing the same thing with its cutscenes. So they're going to be they're going to start the cutscene, and then the camera is not going to cut. It's just going to move around. So can you guys see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
All right. So let's go ahead and watch the preview. That's a really cool menu, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, look that.
Looks clean.
I mean, this
Turn
is
this up a little
punishment,
bit.
right? Yep, this is death. No! No! No, 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 no! This isn't happening. I'm going to have to make an emergency landing. Hold on, Chief. No! No! You! I can't stand this! Who you are?
Breathe.
No! You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything. We're... Are you even listening?
I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
3 what?
You'll be safe here.
Oh, I'll be safe. Safe? I haven't been safe since I found you. I found you, remember? You were out there on your own, and you'd still be out there if it wasn't for me. I thought I was going home.
There won't be a home if we don't stop the Banished.
You keep saying that. We're outgunned, outnumbered. I know I saw condors over there. I'm going to dig through them and find one with the working sleep space drive. And when you're done with this war, we'll get away from here. Far away.
Wait here.
Oh, please. Let me see what I can find.
Cannons first. When I get back, we can look. Together.
Okay, big guy.
What do you guys think of that first?
Whoa.
That was really clean.
I
cutscene.
love that cutscene.
Yeah, so
I
I
love
think
it.
so. It doesn't seem like this game is necessarily going for a super realistic look when it comes to visuals.
Oh yeah,
They're
for
still
sure.
stylized, because if I skip it back here a little bit, and you can look at these. I have too many things. Oh well, there's the meme. I have too many things on my screen. If you look at the character models, it's still kind of cartoony looking.
Oh yeah.
But
Right.
at the same time, it's like kind of realistic, but kind of not.
That armor set also will remind you a lot of how he looked in Halo 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that they went back to
looks
that.
Here, let
So
me,
good.
It's like a very crisp version. And I do like the fact that you can get a really accurate size comparison of how much larger he is
look at that.
Yeah.
compared to normal humans. What Spartan generation was it in where you started the Spartan Ops? Spartan 4s?
Yeah, so Chief is one of the few remaining Spartan 2s. If you've played Halo Reach, if you know who George is, the really big guy, he's a Spartan 2, but everybody else in Halo Reach is a Spartan 3. The current generation might have changed since I never played Halo 5.
I just know current generation Spartans are the size of that normal guy, and Chief still towers over top of them.
Yeah,
I don't understand, and I haven't read into this, the difference between Chief's kind of how do I say, his mentality versus George's. Because in Reach, you see George is much more humanized than Chief is.
Yeah, no, I feel like Chief has kind of lost his humanity, and I feel like that's part of the people.
I actually think he's gaining it as the Halo games progress.
Yeah, but I think he lost his humanity when he was a child, because if you know about the Halo lore, the Spartans where they were abducted from their homes, placed with identical clones that died within 5 to 6 months or something like that after the kids were taken, and then these kids were forced to go through serious augmentation. Some of them died, and most of them died, and they were doing all that to try to become or they were forced to become super soldiers, pretty much.
Yeah, superhumans basically.
Yeah, and so
I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's
It's no
go
surprise that he would lose some of his humanity.
Yeah, because people are calling this guy right here, they're calling him Bro Hammer. If you ever played Halo 1, Full Hammer is the name of the Pelican pilot that drives you around. So they're calling this guy Bro Hammer because we don't know his name. And 343 have done some interviews, and they're saying that this guy is the most quote-unquote normal guy they could make. So you have Chief, this mission-focused, battle-hardened, badass who's just like, I count 3 anti-aircraft guns. And this guy's just like, I just want to go home.
or do something to help.
Yeah.
You see where he wants to do something to help, but
yeah, so he said
Chief
that
is
he
like,
found,
no, stay.
Yeah, so the guy saw crashed Condors, which are vehicles from Halo Wars 2. So let's go ahead and just jump into some gameplay. So right off the bat, I can see why people are complaining about the graphics, because if you look at that assault rifle, there's no texture to it. There's no depth or anything. Now, this was an early access build. 343 wouldn't say how old this build of the game was, but I know it's not the current build that stands today, but they did the demo on an older build of the game because the older build is more stable with all the physics than the newer build is. But right off the bat, what is this landscape? What game does this landscape in the distance kind of vaguely remind you of?
Doesn't ring a bell right now.
Everybody's saying this terrain looks like Minecraft.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, and so people aren't paying attention to the lore. The reason that this looks like this is that the Halo ring that they're on is called Zeta Halo, and it looks like this because the ring is it's not an actual natural formation, and so these giant pillars of hexagonal stone are what form the terrain, and because this ring has been damaged, all of the terrain has been thrown out of whack. So it's not like a flat surface like it was in Halo 3 or Halo 1, because this is a damaged ring. But let's go ahead and just watch some more gameplay. I love that assault rifle sound. All right, there's already something else I want to talk about right here. So
The gunplay looked really nice.
yeah, so the shooting sounds so good. So what do you think of these hexagons that show up on the screen as you regenerate your health?
Well, I think it makes sense with the because whenever they've done outside close-ups of his helmet, they're made out of those that shape.
Yeah,
Hexagonal shape.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I think it makes sense, but I think it's
a little bit
over-designed.
obtrusive.
It's obtrusive, yes, because if you play on a console with a low FOV, look at how much of the screen this takes up. And imagine there's an enemy shooting at you right there, kind of further away, right? You might not be able to see them because of that stuff. And if you're on Legendary at really low health, you can't see an enemy because of that hexagon, you're dead, you know?
I don't know. It's like a love-hate relationship. I think it looks cool, but yeah, it is pretty obtrusive. Now, if it stays on the exterior or like the outer parts of the HUD, then maybe that's fine. Maybe if they were a little bit smaller.
Yeah, like if
less
they had them
obtrusive.
smaller and then like along the edge rather than like all the way out here covering important parts of the screen. So
I don't have much of a problem with it.
They don't last a long time, so like play the video. Like it's.
Let me skip that.
Well, he didn't take much shield damage either.
Well, look, it's gonna repair
It's
his
like a
shield.
second.
That's like nothing. And it also the hexagonal shapes move. They'll go transparent, move. They just don't stay there the entire time. It looks really crisp though.
Yeah, so that Warthog model looks really good. I really like the way there's no way, since this Warthog fell out of a UNSC ship that was destroyed, it should be scratched up and banged up, but like you can see they already did a little bit of texturing to it, but they haven't had it any depth. But these are just like I think these are just like the raw physical core models.
Just placeholders.
Yeah. But like I like this design. And that sound. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
It's like your car.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the sound of that, because it does sound very car-like, and this is supposed to be like a Jeep/truck style.
Ooh. We got a lot to talk about right here. So this is where we all figured out that this game is going to be kind of open world. So on the top, you can see there's the TAC map, which is what we're currently in right here. There's upgrades, which we'll get to in a second, and database. A lot of the Halo community, myself included, is very excited about the Halo, or the database, because that's more lore for us lore geeks to geek out about. And so I'm really excited about that, because a Halo game, Halo 4 and 5, didn't have a database to describe all the different weapons and enemies. And so that really makes me happy. And you can see here, there's a gun battery there, and then there's also another objective over here. So there's like a little subtext that says, we are not leaving this island until we take out the Banished. AA cannons, there are 3 of them. They're heavily defended. Proceed with caution. And so I think this is really cool. So I'm excited about the database. But there's also, if you look over here, there's this giant wall, right? So I'm curious to see what that wall is. Like, is that like part of the Halo ring that's caved in and you can't pass it? Or is it like a wall with like guns on it? Like, you know, in older Halo games, if you try to, or not Halo, like in Borderlands, when you try to run out of the map, you have those cannons that will just shoot you, you know?
Well, they had those in Halo 3 in certain maps. There's that Forge World map, like if you went out of bounds.
People are thinking, so those are Forerunner cannons. People are thinking this is like Forerunner stuff. And those things are usually put up to contain. And so my speculation is we might see the Flood again in this game.
Yeah.
Because these are the kind of structures that the Foreigners built.
That was like a big thing I remember them talking about. They wanted to actually bring back. I remember back then they were like, we're tired of the Flood. And then like 2 Halo games without it, they're like, we want the Flood.
The Flood gets so repetitive and so annoying.
Okay. As long as they don't have any rocket launcher Flood like in Halo 1, I'm fine. I played that game on Legendary. Fuck the rocket launcher Flood.
But yeah, this map looks really clean. And
that's not even the whole map.
Yeah, no, this is just...
Well, I mean, I'm just saying the fact that this is has the capability or the possibility of being open worlds.
Yeah.
Going to be really interesting to see in a Halo environment.
Yep, and they haven't come out and said anything that it is not going to be open world, right?
This is going to be open area. Like, this confirms it.
No, but have they confirmed that it's going to be an open world, or just like I can't remember? Like, I guess open
said
area.
Any specifics. So this is all
Then
speculation.
I'm keeping my hopes up that it's open world. You can keep your hopes up that it's open area.
Yeah, I think either way, it'll be fun.
Good. I hope it's a good game. Yeah.
Don't we?
500 million spent. Yikes.
Yeah, $500 million later.
So like one thing that you'll notice in this build of the game is that the mini map's stuck at 31 meters because it's just a placeholder. So like that doesn't change at all. Here we see some Covenant right there. Hostile driving around. Like this, like while graphically there's not much textures to it. Another thing people are really complaining about is poppin', and I'll show you an example of that later. But this looks pretty. I think it looks pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot of art.
500 million, I disagree with the art style, but you know,
I
think it looks really
could
good.
kind of agree with that to a certain extent, yeah.
But
I will say it's not bad.
It's not bad at all, yeah.
See, I would rather have a $500 million budget poured majority into story and character building and gameplay.
Correct.
Because like one of the most popular games of all time is Tetris. People don't play that game for the graphics; they play it for the gameplay. So if they can nail the gameplay in Halo Infinite, people won't care.
Yeah.
Because like I'm trying to think of what's a more recent Minecraft. Fucking one of the most graphically unimpressive games until you slap shaders on it and kills your graphics card. But like Minecraft is so simple, the graphics are so simple, but it's one of the most played games ever. So you have to nail the gameplay. So for me, although I like pretty games, like, you know, for my screenshots account on Instagram, like I like it when games are visually appealing, but this is fine to me. Oh, and another thing that I want to say really quickly is that this build of the game, and this stirred up some controversy, it's not running on an Xbox. This is running on a PC with similar specs to the Xbox Series X.
Ooh.
And so a lot of Xbox fanboys were pissed off that they didn't even run the flagship title on an Xbox. But like if it's coming to PC, technically, if you have a strong enough PC, your PC is going to be more powerful than the Xbox Series X.
Yeah. PC Master Race.
Yeah. I don't care as long as you have fun and play your games. So something here, not a lot of people have talked about this. As you drive up to this grunt, see, he went to suicide to try to stop you. So suicide grunts are going to be a huge part of this game, and that's something I'll get back to in a little bit. So you see that grunt, pulled out the grenades, and he's just going to blow him up as soon as you get to him.
That was a really cool animation.
Yeah. I love the plasma grenade animation.
So
oh wow,
that is a new pistol to the Halo universe. It is rumored that it might be replacing the Magnum, but it's not confirmed. But it's not the Magnum, so that's not like a new shitty Magnum design. It's called the MK60 or 50, I can't really tell, Sidekick. So, but as long as it doesn't replace the Magnum and it's another weapon, that's cool with me. But if
because the Magnum is so nostalgic.
Yeah,
so
it's like a staple of Halo.
Yeah.
But that sounds so clean. Another thing is they went back to the old design for the elites. So the elites
I could tell as soon as I seen the head.
Yeah. So
looks good.
Yeah, and I love the colors on them too. And like in the back, people were talking about how the Needler's not coming back to Halo because they didn't see it in the trailer. There's a Needler right there. So the Needler's gonna be there.
Just because it's not in the trailer
doesn't mean it's not gonna be there. Like
the Flood's not in the trailer.
Who knows?
It was in Halo Wars 2.
Cortana's not in the trailer.
Cortana's not in the trailer?
There you go. Cortana's not in Halo.
Yeah,
so the character's done.
This is what I wanted to talk about in terms of weapon customization. So here you can see it says pickup, pulse carbine, and then it says assault rifle, plasma, burst. So people are speculating in the upgrades tab, you can customize the weapons to better suit your play style. And personally for me, that's awesome because I think Halo, I love precision weapons. So I would customize all my crap to be precision based because that's
the
my
only
preferred
thing. The only thing I think where that gets a little dangerous is when you start veering into the too much customization territory when it comes to the Halo weapons, because you start to get that like Call of Duty vibe that nobody wants
So
in the Halo
in a
environment.
Halo game. Yeah,
But they fucked up with the weapon customization in Halo 5. There were too many variants and not a lot of people liked it. So it's been not confirmed, but speculated that the weapon customization is only going to be for single player and then cooperative. It's not going to be for PvP. Because think about in a competitive space
then that would be
for
okay.
Halo, like if you can't see an assault rifle and know it's going to be automatic rather than a 3-shot burst, like that would just destroy the competitive scene. Because
I'm okay with in that aspect of it, but if it gets to where you're fucking pimping out a gun
Have
when
a
you're
noob
about to
tube
play
on your battle
multiplayer.
rifle.
We're not. I'm not into that. I won't be interested in the multiplayer of
Because
that.
for that kind of stuff, I have Battlefield and COD. I don't need Halo
Right.
to also be that same generic multiplayer.
I need Halo to feel like I'm a slug slithering around.
So that might not be the case though, because this trailer and this might have went over your head, but there's sprint.
I saw there was a sprint
There's sprint in this game.
without an armor ability.
Now I'm not sure if that is the case, because later on there is another armor ability that is picked up, and then once he picks it up, he does not sprint anymore. So now that could have
Maybe
just
he
been a stylized
has a
choice.
default sprint.
Yeah, but we don't know.
Default sprint, but we don't
And then when you do pick up the armor ability, that becomes your primary component.
Yeah, but
Ooh.
we don't know if the sprint is an armor ability or not. For me,
Yeah.
I'm okay, because if it's an open environment, sprint makes sense, because I don't want to be sluggishly walking around if my vehicle gets destroyed. Taking
I do
10
agree
minutes
with
to get
that.
from point A to point B.
Mm.
So, all right, let's go ahead and watch more of the trailer. So here
that's
is
a
new
new
gun.
gun.
Whoa.
The
I like
VK48
that.
Commando. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit play so you guys can watch how this thing like shoots. So what gun from like Call of Duty or the real life does this remind you of?
It's like a bullpup style
It's a Vector.
to it, kinda.
It looks like a Vector.
Yeah, it's like a DMR.
It's not a bullpup.
And-
Because the bullpup magazine's behind the trigger, right?
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's like a DMR with
Vector,
the.
Like it doesn't have the fire rate of a Vector.
Yeah, but like the style of it, the gun looks like the Vector, and people are thinking that they got the idea for the design of this gun because it's called the VK48.
Yeah.
But I like how in Halo 5, when you aim down your sights, it did like a Call of Duty aim down sights where it didn't like take up the whole screen, and that was a huge complaint. So with ADS on this gun, it's back to that style of ADS. So that's pretty cool. I like that. But I think it sounds clean. Now it looks more like a Destiny gun. So here we have the Banished brutes, and we're getting really close to that meme that I'm gonna get a little off topic with. But so watch as he shoots at him. The armor flies off of the
Oh my
brute
lord.
as you like trickle their health away. And
Okay.
you guys both played Halo 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how in Halo 2 when there's two brutes and you kill one of them, the other one gets real pissed off at you and starts charging at you?
Yeah.
Well, guess what's bad? Also notice he gets shot in the leg and he kind of
Whoa,
stumbles.
and he tripped.
Yeah, which I really like. But here's the meme. It's right there. So that still image has been turned into the brute named Craig. Because if you listen to when he goes down, he makes a noise, but his mouth doesn't move. And so that is what brings us to this. The Craig Halo meme.
Oh my lord.
So this is already turned. It's been put on the library.
They just put faces on everybody now.
Yeah.
And everything.
What are you doing
that
on my
one
ring? Yeah. Okay, here's another one. Here's
Jesus. It does look like the
Oh
face
my
of a
lord,
pug.
E.T.
phone home. There is no
That's
need
so
to be
good.
upset. Yeah, but that's the meme that I wanted to show you guys. And like, here's somebody memeing. That's really small, but they're memeing wait, no, there's hearts. Never mind. That's not what I thought that was. I do not like this painting, Cortana. Its smug aura mocks me. Yeah, but that is the Craig meme that I was talking about. Yeah, PS5,
I was about to say.
Xbox, Nintendo Switch. But,
Jeez.
yeah. So graphically, I will admit that I'm also kind of unimpressed. I'm putting that on my desktop. That's perfect for a thumbnail. It's transparent. But like I'm graphically unimpressed with this game. I kind of wish they could have done more with it, but especially with a budget of, as I said earlier, $500 million.
Yeah.
But like the environments look good, and if you see in the distance, there's birds. They have a really big emphasis on wildlife in this. So let's watch a little bit more. So there, he just picked up another ability, and then look at that, pick up fusion coil. You're gonna see some more of that later, but you guys remember the fusion coils, right, from like Halo Reach?
Yeah.
So let's keep watching. I like how the shield
Oh,
literally catches the
that's the
grenade.
spike grenades.
Yeah, so the brutes are back in full force. They have spike grenades and everything, and then that shield was so perfectly timed.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, wherever it gets hit, like, it becomes visibly damaged as well.
Yep.
And
That's
did you guys
cool.
see that? Watch carefully. Movement. That's a slide.
Yeah, he kind of lunged. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know how, like, Call of Duty has a slide mechanic in, like, the Warzone or whatever? It
Yeah.
looks like that trend is coming to Halo. I mean, I think that was first introduced in not Apex. It was Titanfall, and then Apex, and then Call of Duty has it. Doom Eternal has it. Like, slide. Borderlands 3 has it. That's a huge staple. Like, it's a trend now to have sliding in your games.
Yeah.
Shot the helmet off, and you see that?
What?
Yeah, I did see it.
Grapple hook?
There's a
Wait.
grappling hook. Now, the physics of that don't make sense because, quick Google search, how much does Master Chief weigh?
But remember,
Master Chief
gravity on
weighs-
Halo rings may be different.
Still, he weighs 1,000 pounds
What the fudge?
with the Mjolnir armor on. So that is a one ton flying to, let's see, how much does
Yeah, but that brute's got to weigh like
weigh?
twice
That's a
his
lot,
size.
yeah.
A brute
Because
weighs
Master
about
Chief just hit him
42. No, or that's brute shot. That's not what I want. That's an actual gun. A Halo brute weight. So brutes, it looks like maybe. Okay, it doesn't. 250 pounds, give or take. So that's
Yeah.
Okay.
1,000
gosh.
pounds flying at 250 pounds.
Yeah. He should have gone flying.
Instead, the brute should have been pulled to Chief, which
Oh,
that
yeah,
would
would've
make
been
a
very
really cool
actually,
mechanic.
yeah.
Because there's something I don't want to spoil this yet, but
Could
there's
play
some,
Mortal Kombat if you want that.
Yeah, but it would be cool if you could grapple onto an enemy and like pull them towards you. Let's say you're fighting a group of enemies and you run out of ammo. There's a grunt kind of close to you. You grapple them towards you. You smack them. You take their gun. You know,
Yeah, that
'Cause
would actually be really.
Chief should not be able to grapple onto a grunt and go flying towards them at 1,000 pounds. Like,
It defies the laws of physics.
yeah, I mean, it's a
Literally.
game. If it's fun, I don't care. But still,
Yeah.
it's just something I wanted to point out. So here he gets this.
I
brute
really,
weapon.
really like the destructive armor.
Yeah, dude, same here. And you can see like chunks of armor on the ground from
Yeah.
after the fight. And true to brute weapon fashion, this new weapon, the Ravager, has a giant ass bayonet at the end of it. And it's been confirmed that, like in other Halo games, brute weapons didn't really do extra melee damage. These will do extra melee melee damage.
Oh, okay. That's yeah.
So I think that gun's a little chunky, but that's just me.
It's
Alright, we're
worth
getting-
500 million now.
Also, 12 out of 69. Nice. We're getting in. So pay attention to the vista far away from everything else, okay? You're going to see some pretty bad popping with the clouds. See that?
Yeah.
but remember, this is an older version of the game.
Yeah, but
There's
this is
obviously
what...
going to be things like that.
Yeah, but people, like, there's 26,000 dislikes, but 145,000 likes. So people are concerned. Like, at the end of the day, if the game is fun to play, I really don't care what it looks like. But at the same time, they have a budget of $500 million. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013 and looks 10 times better.
You know what I'm very concerned about?
What's up?
Forge.
Ooh.
Why is that?
Because I haven't heard anything about it. And that's been one of like the biggest things they veered away from in the last few Halo games.
Yeah,
Halo Reach's Forge
it was awesome.
is
Amazing.
Forge
it was
World.
amazing. And rising up on this just reminded me of Forge World in Halo Reach.
Yeah. I'm also now I don't know if you guys have noticed the platforms that this game's coming out on, but it's going to be on Xbox One, the OG Xbox One from 2013, So they're physically restrained in what they can do for the flagship title of their next generation Xbox. I don't think putting this on the Xbox One made sense, but also they want to make as much money as possible from the game. So this is going to be on the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, which is the one without the DVD drive, the Xbox One
I have the S.
X. It's going to be on the Xbox Series X, the rumored Xbox Series S, and then the PC on both Microsoft Windows and Steam. I think it's awesome that it's on Steam. It's already on my wish list.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think necessarily they'll have to constrict themselves at all because they could just limit the graphic intensity or like the graphics themselves on different consoles depending on their specs.
Yeah.
And then PC just gets free reign anything.
Yeah, because there's not one PC in existence and everybody just has PC.
Like, with Xbox One, if they had the original Xbox One, just if they bought the game, then the game would just have to speak with the Xbox and be like, oh, you have an original Xbox One?
Yeah.
Your graphics are going to be here because then you'll get straight 60 frames or whatever frames that an Xbox
and then maybe
One get.
what they could do is something similar to Uncharted 4, or I think it might have been God of War, where you can, on the console, you could have 1080p 60 FPS or 4K 30 FPS. Decide which, if you want buttery smooth gameplay or crispy visuals. Because some people are casual and they've been playing on consoles their whole life. They don't notice 30 FPS. I didn't when I was a console player. You know, I had to get to the 60 FPS before I realized 30 FPS was so damn bad. But I am also really excited because they're doing they're going to have a dedicated team for the PC port. So they're working for ultra-wide monitors. They're doing it for super ultra-wide monitors, 1440p, 1080p, 4K. They're going to have the normal, and you know how in Halo MCC on PC, there's just graphics and all you have is original and enhanced. They're going to have the whole anti-aliasing, shadows, lighting, VSync, all the different options. There's going to be an FOV slider, customizable controls. It's going to be a first-class PC gaming experience, which is something I'm really looking forward to because although I love the fact that MCC's on PC, you can't really tweak the graphics to fine-tune anything. It's just original or enhanced. And that's not necessarily a problem because the Xbox 360 was a pile of weak shit in terms of graphics compared to what most people have today. So Halo Reach and Halo 1 and Halo 2 and Halo 3 and Halo 4 can run on like any computer pretty much as long as you have something more powerful than like a GTX 560. Was that even a thing? 660? Like,
heck if I know. I'm pretty sure 660 was a thing.
I know that was. But let's go ahead and finish off this gameplay real quick because we got more stuff to talk about. But like the wildlife right there, they're putting a huge emphasis on wildlife, which is really awesome.
I love the music they went back to in this too. It's very old school.
So right there, see how that thing like got nudged a little bit in its flight pathing?
Yes.
That's something that's also like, I'll replay it. That's something else that's getting a lot of criticism.
No, but obviously those are demo physics right there. Like that's very easy to be fixed.
I'm gonna slow this down. So he's shooting at a jackal right now, but he doesn't have a shield up. So they have this animation now where the jackal kicks his shield like into the ready mode, which is really cool.
Okay, yeah.
So watch again. It kicks it into the ready mode. Yeah, that's really cool. That weapon. So that is something I want to talk about. So suicide grunts are a huge emphasis. This brute back here yelled, die for the banished, and threw the suicide grunt at you. Just fucking yeeted him in your general direction. So grunts, do not mess around in Halo Infinite. Because like people have heard about the sniper jackals in Halo 2, where they would just shoot you and there would be nothing you can do about it on Legendary. You would just fucking die. I am so ready for the rage compilations with people just getting fucking destroyed by suicide grunts being thrown by brutes. Just look at him go fly. Whee! I like the shield noises too.
I just noticed something else.
What's up?
Whenever he moved and he got near that structure and jumped, he climbed the structure for a moment.
Yeah, so
just like you
there's going
would
to be
in COD.
Advanced movement is going to be a thing here too.
Yeah.
So there's grappling, advanced movement, sliding, and sprint. So,
Which I mean, I'm kind of okay with, I guess.
yeah, I mean, it really
I'm
is
still
what
impartial
it is.
about that.
It is what it is.
Yeah, remember, this isn't a Halo game from 2000s anymore.
It's not made by Bungie.
That too, yeah.
It should be.
They wanted to move on. But listen to this music. Did you hear that? Die for the Banished. So,
Yep, I heard that.
I love that shield recharge.
I love these gun noises. Holy crap.
Listen to the music right here.
Oh my gosh.
That's
so-
really clean.
Right there. So you saw how he grappled up. If you go back, it looks like there's another path he could have taken. So it looks like there's several different ways to tackle even the objectives you get to choose to tackle in the order you tackle them. So you get to choose which objective you do and then how specifically you play it. Because I wouldn't have thought to grapple up there. Honestly, I thought the grapple hook at first only had physics to the enemies. But now you know it has physics to terrain. So you could have gone off this path right here, which looks like it leads up the mountain and then directly to where they are. But this is kind of like a flanking route, you know, because they're not going to expect you to 1,000 pounds just to go flying up a grapple. You guys ready for this? Grapples the fusion coil and then fucking throws it at the shade turret. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull you guys back up on Discord. All right, class, what are your thoughts?
That was fucking sick.
Yeah.
I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, so like I'm a huge fan of advanced movement. I really like it, and I think it makes games flow better. And if the combat style is like you kill a grunt, you grapple onto an elite, you kill the elite, you take his gun, there's a fusion coil nearby, you're getting shot at by hunters, you grapple onto the fusion coil, you throw the fusion coil at the hunters, mantle on top of a roof of a building, and like is there going to be like a ground slam as well where you jump down and do extra melee damage on impact? Like
Knock
it
them
could
down.
be.
who knows at this point? It's like Amara from Borderlands 3. That's like her melee ability.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I guess, unshown things that they haven't shown yet
Yeah,
that could be
no.
in the game.
There's going to be another Microsoft event specifically about Halo Infinite, I think like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before it launches. So there is that coming later down the line.
No, when does it launch?
Holiday 2020. There's not a specific
Okay.
specific date yet. I really like that shade turret design. So this is what I'm not too happy about. This is the CQS48 Bulldog, and it is heavily rumored that this is going to completely replace the classic Halo shotgun. This is the new Halo shotgun.
No.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
No.
It fits alongside the good old pump action boy that's been in Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach, ODST, 4, 5, Halo Wars 1, and Halo Wars 2. 10 Halo games. Like, it's like the assault rifle, the battle rifle, the Magnum, the sniper rifle, the, what else am I missing? The rocket launcher. Those are staple UNSC Halo weapons. You don't need to change the... If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't need to change the design of a gun if everybody likes the way it looks.
It'd be okay if they had it in conjunction with the normal shotgun.
Yes, I completely agree. But I don't know if I like this gun.
Those are just rumors, so
But
I'm holding my hope up that
something else?
they aren't replacing it.
this could be a fully upgraded version of the shotgun, because you still see that cylinder design right there, and you see how there's a Picatinny rail on the side of it. This could be just an upgraded version of the normal shotgun. Because there's that rail system right there, but then there's also this barrel right here, and that's not part of the barrel. And it looks like this is slid on a rail on top of it, and that also has I don't know. This is space alien guns, so who knows how they work, but like this could be a upgraded version of the normal shotgun, but I hope this is not a replacement, because I love that normal Halo shotgun. It's a classic weapon. You can't get rid of it, in my opinion.
They've had it forever.
Yeah, it's like literally, it's like people expect it alongside the assault rifle and the Magnum and everything like that. But let's keep watching. We're almost done. I think it sounds clean.
Oh, it's got some kick to it.
Yeah. It's also got a decent amount of range for a shotgun.
Yeah, I was about to say it holds a pretty tight pattern there.
Hey, it's realistic.
So as a 1,000-pound man goes grappling towards someone else. So I don't want to watch this whole section right here, because this is just kind of, I've seen it too many times and it's not really that interesting. The gameplay was mainly the whole meat and potatoes of that whole section. But
UNSC lost this war months
Oh my
ago.
goodness, it's Thanos.
All people are broken, scattered, hunted, defeated by me.
so this is one of the main villains. I don't think he is the main villain, because this is not Atriox from Halo Wars 2. I don't know what this guy's name is. But
That doesn't make sense.
basically, the
They
Banished...
make him look exactly like him.
Yeah. The Banished is if you don't know, is like a faction of ex-Covenant who spent their whole lives fighting humanity, and they just still hate humanity, but they're also driven for other goals. I'm not exactly sure what the specifics are, but they are a alien faction made up of brutes, elites. We haven't seen hunters yet, so we don't know if they're in the game or not, but we've seen brutes, elites, grunts with both the classic and Halo 4 and 5 design. We've seen jackals, so I'm sure there's going to be hunters in the game. There's no way there's not.
There has to be.
But basically, they're a faction who are occupying old Foreigner tech, and then where like the old battles happen, and they want to scavenge all the gear and collect everything they can and do some research. And their main goal in the story hasn't obviously been revealed yet, but there actually are, in the extended lore, cases of the Banished siding with humans. So as long as you can help them like with what they want to do, they'll work with you. But for some reason, he destroyed the entire UNSC fleet that was on the way to this Zeta Halo, this Halo ring. And this gameplay reveal demo takes place who knows how long. It's 167 days after we lost. So what's that, like 3 months? No, that's like 5 months, right? 167 days?
It's like 3 months.
That's 3 months?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 months,
Well,
yeah.
4, I would say.
Yeah, so this takes place 4 months into the story of this game. So there's
It's like 5 months.
I wish I
Yeah.
could tell you it was difficult,
Well, yeah.
but it wasn't.
So look, you can see call sign. You can't see the Infinity here, but you can see the Pelican that Chief and Broham are in. You see Oni call signs, Infinity call signs, and then
We are one
this
step
happens.
ahead, always.
Deceased. Every single one of them dead.
Oh my.
So I really want to know what happens. And look at how clean that armor looks. But I'm not going to go through the rest of this, because I don't want to sit here and listen to this guy talk for 2 minutes. But I do want to skip ahead a little bit so you can see. This is one of the bigger criticisms, is how this guy was rendered.
Oh my
He
lord.
doesn't look done.
No, it looks very similar to the rifle that he first pulled out. But I mean, this can't be the finished edit.
Yeah,
So
no, it's not. Not at all. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up something else that I want you guys to look at. Okay, so this is the other thing that I wanted to show you guys. This is the campaign trailer. There's some reveals in this that weren't in the other build of the game. And this is a newer build. So the graphics in this trailer actually look better than what we saw in the previous version. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. I'm going to pause a lot for this 1 minute section.
We thought you dead. Yet here you stand.
So energy sword. I mean, of course, it's confirmed, but that design looks so sick. I like how the hilts and everything like towards the bottom are very like it's very curvy. It's the curvier design of the energy sword from more like Halo 2, and that was my favorite rendition of the energy sword. So
yeah, I like this.
Call you their savior.
And so this was a gun that we saw in the first trailer. Look at how much more detailed it looks in this version. Like you can see like actual like gunk on the back of it. There's like there's lighting. Lighting is actually reacting with the guns. And the previous version, lighting was not interacting with the guns at all. And it's funny how much a little bit of lighting is going to do. And this game is actually going to have ray tracing in it because the Xbox Series X is built for ray tracing. So that's going to be interesting to see how they do that. And so that's the ring that the game takes place on. And as you can see, it's broke.
Banished. Bare your fangs, Spartan. Fight hard. Die well.
There's something coming up here that I'm super excited for. Like, doesn't this look better? I think this looks better. So there's the Bulldog again. Oh, crap. It was only there for like 2 seconds. Not even.
Stun grenade.
The battle rifle returns. And the OG battle rifle, not the boxy one from Halo 4. And like,
yeah,
you
we
can
like
see
that.
how there's like rails on it and everything, which is only going to further my speculation about the weapon customization. Because maybe you could mount like a laser to the side of it or some shit. Like,
Maybe.
that'd be cool.
Very clean though.
But yeah. I'm excited and I'm happy it's going to be on Steam, first of all. Like, I would have gotten it if it was only in the Windows 10 store, but it's on Steam. So
It's amazing.
that makes me happy. And
Yeah, I'll be getting that off Steam for sure.
I think we all will. And yeah, I'm extremely hyped up for Halo Infinite, but this was not the only thing shown at the Xbox reveal event. So you guys can choose what we get into next. We have a reveal of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2, Grounded, a new kind of survival-y game, and then State of Decay 3. So which one do you want?
S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2.
State of Decay 3.
Okay. I'll do State of
They
Decay.
both were good.
State of Decay is really short. And so this is a pre-rendered trailer. There's no actual gameplay in it. But, wow. Nice.
Inappropriate.
Wait, this was
So
rendered.
I haven't. This is my first impression. I've not seen this.
Yeah. So I don't think this is going to be what the game looks like because this is a pre-rendered CGI cutscene. But that right there already implies you can craft arrows, which is cool. So if you run out of bows and arrows, you could just literally, if you have scrap metal, it looks like you'll be able to just craft them. This gives me very Last of Us 2 vibes, by the way.
I'm picking up on that.
But like, I love crossbows and bows and arrows in games, and like especially for zombie games, if you can like stay stealthy with a crossbow or something, like that's really cool. It's like some
Yeah.
Daryl Dixon
Yeah.
shit.
There's a game where you play as Daryl or something, and you eventually can get the crossbow.
Yeah, I think it was The Walking Dead. Like, I know what game you're talking about. It came out
Yeah.
back in like 2013.
Yeah.
It's actually
Was
I
it that
have
like
it.
where you had choices or stuff? Like
It, was,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't. No, it wasn't Telltale Games The Walking Dead.
No, not
Oh.
that one. Not the comic book series. It
Yeah,
was a
hold
little
on,
different.
hold on. Let me. I have it in my Steam. Or not.
So the only thing I have for the State of Decay 3, I hope it's a lot better than 2 because number 1, State of
haven't
Decay
played 2.
1 was good.
Yes,
I liked
had
it.
It was
that.
State of
very
Decay
good.
2
Xbox 360.
sucked ass. I hated State of Decay 2.
It wasn't
I
great.
pre-ordered it, played it, hated it, couldn't refund it though, so I still have it. And then I just so hope State of Decay 3 is good.
So what were your issues with State of Decay 2? Because I never played
I
it.
just
It
didn't-
just felt like an extended version with less content of one.
Yeah, not a lot of content, not a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, it's basically it.
I still
Then you-
enjoyed the game, but it just felt like they were extending one. There wasn't
But
anything like really new
There
added.
was nothing new added. I think there was like 1 or 2 zombie types, but I'm probably
Yeah.
wrong because I haven't played it in forever, and I barely played it when I did play it.
Yeah. No, like I enjoyed State of Decay 1, had it on the 360, played it online with some of my friends. Like that game came out right before the 360 kind of died, if I remember correctly. It was like right on the
Yeah.
edge of the 360's life. And then State of Decay 2, I saw it announced for the Xbox, but that's when I started to get into PC gaming. I actually didn't know until recently it was on PC. But
Nope.
it looks generic. It's like do you guys ever play not Dead Island, but Dead Rising? You know how Dead Rising 1 and Dead Rising 2 had so much character to them, but then 3 and 4 were just kind of generic, and then the studio who made them went bankrupt. So
Well, that's another thing. Like, I really hope the graphics on State of Decay 3 are a lot better than 1 and 2. Because 1 and 2, they didn't have too much graphical differences. I think
Yeah.
2 did look a little bit better,
I mean,
but
it
not
had
by
to.
much. Yeah, but I really hope State of Decay 3 has a more realistic vibe to it, and they don't stick with a cartoonish vibe to the game.
Yeah.
I agree.
So let's go ahead and finish watching this trailer. There's not much to it. I think if this is actual character design, by the way, like it's
It'll look
obviously
good.
not realistic, but if they look 10 to 20% worse than this, because, you know, this is pre-rendered, but that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, so even though this is pre-rendered, I still think the game could look like this.
I don't think it'll be, I mean, who knows? This, like, when the original...
Is this the only thing we have from the game right now?
This is the only
Yeah.
thing we have.
It's just this trailer. So let's finish it before I keep speaking. Because there's a really cool design thing coming up. I like the snow sound, walking in the snow.
You don't need to touch that to know what it is. It's not fucking
Well, no,
jelly.
it's more fresh. It's to feel if it's fresh or not. Uh-oh.
That's really fucking cool.
Also, that was her kill. That thing is stealing her wolf kill.
Yeah.
How I do like that a lot. The way that they did that, the deer
yeah.
eating the wolf.
Yeah.
It
that's
looks
really
so
fucking cool.
nice.
Yeah, first of all, that's a twist on the way nature usually plays out. And second of all, this implies that in State of Decay 2, or State of Decay 3, excuse me, wildlife
Is
Yeah.
going to be a problem.
is
Because
going to be
1
a
and
problem.
2 wasn't like that, yeah.
Yeah, and like what it would be cool, like if you see a deer from the distance, you might not know if it's a threat or not, but then it starts getting closer to you, and you see its face is all torn up, and then you realize it's infected.
No.
So I'm very intrigued to see
I'm-
where this goes.
I'm not excited, but I'm looking forward for more news.
Yeah. Like that is
That
really
is just
creepy.
so creepy.
It's also so loud, but that's all we have for State of Decay. So
Sadly, Stalker.
yeah, let's
Stalker's
go
gonna be
to
so much better. Like,
Stalker
holy crap.
next.
Nobody cares about
I have no idea
Sidekick.
what Stalker is.
Nick, you want
What?
to explain to John what the Stalker series
Well-
of games is about, really quick?
Man. So it's where you're so aren't they called stalkers and you're in Chernobyl?
Mhm.
Or the area around Chernobyl.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I
already
forgot,
interested.
I forgot why you were sent there, but you were sent there for a reason.
it was research, I
Um,
think, right?
Yeah. Well, no, because they're stalkers are made to fight, I think. And I haven't played them in forever, and I tend to
Same.
watch gameplay of them, and I like watching people play the Stalker series. But I don't know how to describe it right now.
All right,
I'm looking forward for the game so much. Also, because I don't think the other ones they're a lot older, so I wasn't inclined to play them. And they're not. Are they on PC? I think some of them are on PC,
I think
but
they're
not
all
all of
on
them.
PC actually.
Are they?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess they are. They're just older, and I didn't want to deal with older stuff.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an Arma 3 level of like that. That looks like Arma a little bit, right?
Yeah, I could gather it. Like
But anyway,
Arma 2.
Yeah.
Let's
That has
go
a very Arma
to
2 vibe right there.
Yeah. But so this is like the first games, and you were fighting like these alien mutations in Chernobyl as a stalker who are basically sent there. I think they're sent there to just kill those things and try to get the place.
So it's a series of first-person shooter games where you go to the Chernobyl disaster site called This Zone in alternative reality, where a second explosion occurs at the plant sometime after the first and causes strange changes in the area. So yeah, maybe you are right. Yeah, experimental labs were made in the exclusion zone, which allowed scientists to experiment with psychic abilities, which arose after the disaster.
Metro. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Metro Last Light, Metro 2033. Sorry.
Yeah, and so basically, the player takes on the role of an amnesic stalker referred to as the well, that's spoilers. Don't want to spoil that game. But yeah.
It's very interesting. This is definitely something I would check out for sure.
I don't think the stalkers are the scientists, though.
Yeah, no.
I think they're the ones maybe affected by it, or
like the
ones
creatures?
that people. Well, not the creatures, but they're the people who were affected by the Chernobyl disaster.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Let's just watch the trailer.
Yeah, let's get in with it already.
If that's what the game looks like, that looks pretty. 50,000 people used
and
to live here.
I think
Now it's
it
a ghost
will.
town.
I think it will look like that.
I hope. I'm very excited for next-gen graphics because that means when games come out on multiple platforms like PC and Xbox, they don't have to hold back with the graphical fidelity of the game.
Yeah. If they do, it just hurt them more.
Yeah. I like this music.
I'm really invested in the vibe of this right now.
So there's some
You're gonna like
paranormal
it,
right
John.
there.
Yeah, you're gonna like it, John. I promise.
I'm really excited. That reminds me of anomalies from Metro. Look how it's like crushing those cars. It gives me like Daisy 2 vibes, man. Those trees are beautiful.
Escape from Tarkov.
Oh,
Yeah, those graphics are so crispy, man. I really hope this game looks like this. That's all we get, I think. And we get a title card. S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2. So give me 1 second here to pull you guys back over to this screen. What are your thoughts on S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2?
Initial impressions for me, because I've never even heard of the series, I would buy that just from that alone. The trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy the game and try it.
Yeah. It looks like a kind of like the music at the end especially was very Stranger Things-esque in my opinion, which
I
is
did
really
get that
cool.
vibe, but yeah.
But it's like the music of Stranger Things meets the combat of Arma and then the supernatural vibes of the Metro games with the nuclear fallout and stuff.
I don't think it's gonna handle like Arma at all.
Well, yeah, I'm
Gunplay-wise.
just saying. Well, the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2 won. The first ones did, but I don't think the second one will.
I don't even think the first ones did. They were made in 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
And they were, I think, on the Source engine.
Really? Oh, it just
Maybe.
reminds me of Arma. I'm not saying it'll handle.
I'm
exactly
probably
like it.
wrong though, but no. Okay, X-Ray engine.
Yeah, but still, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2 looks like a very. I love games
So
that. Hold on, I love games that like pull you in and have a very immersive atmosphere.
Immersive,
and like
yeah.
you turn the lights off, you get into the game, and you can play for like what feels like 20 minutes, but you look at the time, it's been like 4 hours. Like I love that shit.
Yeah. So this it'll feel like Metro. The X-Ray engine feels like the Metro engine, which
Yeah.
is the 4A engine.
Yeah. All right, and so before we close things off, there's one more thing I want to show you guys, and this is a game that actually comes out technically today. It is called Grounded.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to start in early access. It's made by Obsidian Entertainment, which is the same studio that made Fallout New Vegas, The Outer Worlds, and now they're working on this. They have one other game coming out, but there's not much to talk about.
Let's get to it.
Yep. So this game is kind of a survival game where you play as interesting people. I don't want to spoil it. I want to hear your first impressions.
I don't know. I think this is the one that I did not like.
So this is going to be on Steam Early Access and Xbox Game Pass. And
Cool.
it's a survival game, which John and I both like those. It kind of reminds me of Rust a little bit with the building mechanics combined with...
I'm interested in this.
It's like a playful Rust. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. But I don't think this is necessarily PvP. I think there's an actual story to this, and I think this is strictly PvE, but I think it could also be PvEVP as well, where you can fight each other, but also the environment.
All right, let's
I hope
go on
so.
with it.
If you're waiting for the biggest game of the year, then wait for Cyberpunk.
Oh my
It gets me every
god, I
time.
love it.
But if you're ready for the smallest, we've got you covered. From Obsidian Entertainment, the makers of games that are nothing like this one.
They should have been like nothing like Cyberpunk.
This summer, strive together to thrive together. Or just feed your friend to the spiders and go solo.
I like
Okay,
this.
I have to retract my previous statement. This is not the game I did not like. I actually like this game a lot. The game I didn't like is called The Gunk.
Yeah, the gunk was interesting.
Does not look
Yeah.
interesting at all.
So
But this
it's
game
interesting-
looks
Yeah.
nice.
The gunk is like
I like
a
this.
Luigi's Haunted Mansion vacuum kind of dealing with supernatural. Like, I think that game is like the world's infected with this stuff called the
Yeah.
gunk, and your job is to suck it all up with your... It's weird. It's not my kind of game, but I thought
Give
it
them
was...
the suck.
Yeah, you gotta give them the suck.
I really like the concept of Grounded, though.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
do.
good.
I really-
It's much different than any other survival game that you can think of.
Yeah, it kind of
really
reminds
enjoyed
me
that.
of like Raft a little bit, but like, you know, it's obviously not on water, but the art style reminds me of
It
Raft.
almost had a the forest vibe.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
In the
trees and
building,
stuff.
in the building aspect of it a little bit to me, and the way that they were holding the tools and stuff.
So this game is going to be unlocked on Steam in 10 hours.
How much is it?
There's no pricing yet. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be between $20 and $40. I don't think it's gonna be 60.
30.
Yeah, I'm
If it's-
guessing 30.
If it's in the $20 range, then I'll probably pick it up today.
Same.
Yeah. If it's multiplayer.
No, it is multiplayer, dude.
Ooh.
That's literally, it's online co-op.
We
So
could,
it's literally recommended because I play Raft in the Forest. Literally the
Yeah.
two games we mentioned.
Kind of was hoping there would be some a PvP element to that.
I don't think there
I
is
don't think
PvP at
that's
all.
the style they're going for, because this isn't
Yeah.
a survival game in the sense of turn it. It's not like 7 Days to Die or DayZ or whatever where you can
Or
turn it on
Rust.
and the people make the story as they play together. This has a story to unveil.
It's like The Forest.
Yeah,
It's
it's
literally
literally like
just
the
like The
Forest meets the Raft art style with Rust building mechanics. Because you saw that building, right? Like that
Yeah.
looked like Rust. But
I
these
would.
games-
I'd play it.
Yeah.
I'd do a series on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could all do a GameVerse Plays. Let's plug the
Yeah,
GameVerse
we-
Plays right here, all right? We got a gaming
Yeah.
channel. You should definitely check it out. As I said at the beginning of the podcast, links to everything will be down below. But boys, we've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes for this recording. So I think we're going to have to cut this one here. We have more stuff that we definitely want to talk about, but that'll all be coming out for the next podcast because we're going to be getting into our speculations with the next gen consoles, you know, who we think who we think is going to win this upcoming console war, and like
PC.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait for PC 2. But I'm going to close out again with saying my name's Casanova. You can find me on YouTube at Casanova Creed and twitch.tv/Casanova_Creed. And if you guys want to go ahead and plug your socials real quick one more time.
I'm SilentTelecast once again. You can find me on YouTube at SilentTelecast.
And I am KozesTV. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube as well, and Twitter.
All right. And we all hope that you enjoyed this first episode. We definitely have more stuff coming down the pipeline. But we will catch you guys in the next one. Adios. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever episode of the GameVerse Plays. I'm Casanova.
I'm SilentTelecast.
I'm KozesTV.
For the first series that we do, we're going to be playing some Halo Reach.